Hi everyone, good afternoon. What's going on? Hopefully the audio is doing well here. Just let me know. I forgot to put my headphones on. A lot going on. I can't spend too much time tonight. I did want to check in. There's a lot happening here that we need to talk about. So I wanted to do that. I'm in the middle of doing my courses. I'm happy to say I've got 6 modules, chapters done. I've got videos shot for half of those. So I'm winding through that, and hopefully soon we'll have something more on that later though. I don't want to, we're going to keep it a little bit chill, a little bit on the quiet here, but we'll be talking about that soon. I've been hard at work. I mean, when I say I'm going to do something, I get after it. So listen, let's talk about this automotive. A lot to talk about. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so funny because I've had so many people hitting me up on the phone and different conversations that are going on. And I think that you've got right now a tale of two cities out there. A tale of two cities out there, right? I see some people that maybe they had disastrous Februaries. And it's every excuse in the book. And I see it on LinkedIn, and it's like, oh, it's this, it's that, and oh my goodness. Or I'll talk to different people or leaders out there, and now all of a sudden we got all these, what happened to all the excuses in last year? What happened to all the excuses when times are good? On the other hand, I see some people that are absolutely killing it. I'm seeing on LinkedIn records broken in luxury. I'm seeing other people, they're doing great with where they are at. So I'm seeing a lot of moves out there. And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of shifting. There is a war for talent right now, in my opinion. I've seen that. I told you last time what was going to happen, how it was going to break down. I told you that talent was key, that was going to be what was going to differentiate people, and people are grabbing talent. I'm seeing job postings out there for experienced salespeople. The idea that hey, we can take anybody in our system in 10 cars, and we're going to get to that in car math here in a little bit. I don't know how long I'm going to go. It's maybe we'll go 20, 30 minutes. I really don't want to go much beyond that. I know I talk a lot, but I really want to keep it tight because I have to do another chapter tonight for the courses, and I have a lot of other things that are going. But basically, it's like this. I'm seeing a lot of. I mean, the month's over. How was your month? What happened? Were you up? Were you down? Were you sideways? Were you flat? People I'm talking to some people, and some of the people out there, they're doing great. They've done fantastic. Other people, it's been brutal. Some people, it's been brutal. They're running scared. The word on the street is a lot of people are running scared out there in automotive right now. They don't know what to do. Am I buying inventory? Am I not buying inventory? Am I sending everything to auction? Am I retailing it? Am I hiring? Am I not hiring? But I'm seeing like the stronger groups. I'm seeing stronger dealerships. They are hiring people. They look like they're hiring. From what I can see anecdotally, they look like they're hiring for experience. They look like they're hiring for talent. And what did I say? I want to give a shout out here. I forget the name. I will put it in. I'll tag you. I'll find it. Some of the things I've been saying about last time about leadership and a player coach and being able to do it. You know how many times, and I'm not here to I'm speaking very generically. I'm not speaking specifically. I'm not here to, I like to be positive. I'm not here to, whatever, but I like to be honest. I like to be frank, and I like to tell it like it is as I see it. Right. And what did I say? I said that leadership is if you need to have a super high level of capability. You need to be competent. You need to be able to get it done. So many people, they want to sit in the office. I made it. I'm a sales manager now, or I'm a GSM now, or I'm a GM now, or whatever it might be, or I'm corporate now. No, you have to be able to still play the game. You need to be a player coach. You should be if you're going to be the leader of SEAL Team 6 still goes on the mission. Okay? The platoon leader or commander or whatever it is on the mission, is supposed to be the best in class. And so a lot of times people it's so easy. If you take the credit, you have to take the blame. If you had a bad February, a terrible February, that's on you. That's on you. If you're a leader, that's on you. You need to own that. That's on you. And so, in my opinion, and so I saw this post, and I was talking to someone else too, and we share the same opinion about just different stores and what what leadership looks like at different stores. And in this store, it's this way, and in this store, it's this way. Obviously, market dependent, product dependent, et cetera, et cetera. But ultimately, let me put it this way. I've been at some of the best stores in the country, okay, for luxury. I mean, stores that are cranking out hundreds of cars, luxury. I'm not talking Toyota, I'm not talking Honda, and those are great too. We'll get to that in a second. We're going to talk about that as well. And the best stores had people that would come down from the office, come down there, work the desk, oh, my brother, Bob White. Look at this guy. This guy's a champion right there. This guy, Bob White, is a champion right there. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. This guy knows what's going on, okay, in my opinion. You're talking about a general manager for Auto Nation right here, Bob White, Mercedes. This guy's a legend out there. He's been doing it. He's been rocking it. He knows what's going on. He knows the game. He knows what's happening. He's worked from Honda, I believe. Correct me if I'm getting it wrong, Bob. But I believe, general manager for Honda, general manager for Mercedes. It's worked different markets, knows the game. Will tell like it is. Not afraid to get involved. That's what I'm talking about. Not afraid to get involved. Get out of the ivory tower. It's going to get hard now. Buckle up. Get ready. You know it's going to get hard. It's going to get hard. So can you lead that team? You do not lead the team from the sidelines. That doesn't happen. You don't lead the team from the sidelines. Sorry. You don't lead the team from the stands. You don't lead the team from the TV. You lead the team right there. And someone said this, and I forget, and I posted, general manager for Chrysler Dodge Jeep store, I believe up north. And I'm not saying he looked at my stuff, but a lot of us are saying similar things. A lot of great minds think alike, right? And I just got hit up here. I got to call someone here in a second. And it's like, look, if you want to lead, you need to be the best. Show that you're best. How many times have I heard people? I've heard this from so many people. And it's like, oh, yeah, well, they think I'm being like whatever. I'm having one of my John moments and stuff. And, listen, I have I think I'm pretty capable, right? I mean, you've seen me enough. Whoever sees my videos, I don't need to tell you how I am. This is what I am. But anyway, some people are like, oh, well, you're lucky I'm not on the floor. I'd show you, or I'll show you how to close it. I can't remember. I'm being serious now. I cannot remember and how long it's been that someone's come. I've not been able to close a deal. Right? And listen, not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to, I'm not going to be perfect. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't walk on water or whatever like that. But I'm just saying, like, when I say I'm one of the best in the country, I'm one of the best in the country. And I've proven it at many different brands. Manager, federal finance, sales manager, salesperson, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to go on. It's about the industry. It's about us. No one's come. I can't remember someone's coming behind me and closing that deal. So then it's like, okay, so either one of two things. Either you're not good enough or you don't have confidence in me that you trust my read. Like, I got the play. I mean, if I'm Michael Jordan or whomever, Deion Sanders, if I've got the rock, let me play. If you can't do it, if you can't come behind me to close something, why am I listening to you? What do you really have to say? The answer is nada. Nothing. For Henry Ford, nothing happens till we sell the car. That's great. You got your TPS reports and you got all your other stuff, and you can wear the suit and you got the Rolly and you got the Louis V. If you can't close a deal, what are you doing? If you can't attract talent, what's going on? And so now we have a war for talent that I see coming on right now. Okay, so the whole point of that is this, particularly at smaller stores, higher end stores, boutique stores, you have to be a player coach, in my opinion. You have to be involved. You have to be able to get up off the desk, close deals, generate deals, hit the phone yourself. Don't just tell people to hit the phones. You hit the phone. When I was a desk manager, I would generate 20, 30 deals myself and close other people's deals. You see what I'm saying? I would do both. I would do 50 blue sheets and I would close 20, 30 deals myself. You don't believe me? I'll give you the people to call. And the thing of it is I can go be a manager now and I can still go out there. I'm still the SOM. I'm still the person that can play the game. It's not a flex. It's about what's needed. In this environment, you need higher talent. You need to do more with less. How do you do more with less? So all things are true. You need to pay people. You need to get the pay plan out. You need to pay people to get that talent. Because what's happening now is I'm seeing people leaving low performance stores, going to high performance stores, leaving pay plans that are changing, going for bigger pay plans. That's what talent does. Okay? Talent wants to get paid up. You can't skimp out. You need to pay up on talent to get that talent. Deion Sanders or whomever is not going to work for minimum wage. It's not happening like that, right? So when you succeed, you go to that next level. But at the same time, when you have that top talent, and A players don't want to play with B players, C players. When you have that top talent, now you can do more with them. Maybe top talent that, like myself, can do videos, can do marketing, can do media, or top talent that I can be a floor closer and I can sell my own deals, or I can be a desk manager and do my own deal. Whatever it is, right? You need to be able to do multiple things. When you can do multiple things, now you just reduce the overall expense for the dealership group, and you can command. What did I always say? It all comes back to the simple stuff, right? In order to command the most compensation, you need to generate the most value. When you can generate the most value, then you're able to command that compensation, and it works for everybody. It's a win-win-win. Better for the client as well. So it all makes sense. So the idea that you get to sit behind and kick back and everyone else is doing it for you, and when it goes right, it's all you, and when it goes wrong, it's all them, and you're not really generating business or closing business or adding value or adding growth, that doesn't make sense. And in this environment, see, that was cool 2 years ago when nobody had cars and everything was a high grosser. And if you had the inventory, you sold it for all the money, and maybe you had whatever, you marked it up. I don't know. I'm not alleging anything, and everything to say it's all my personal opinion. Everything you do at your own risk, etc. Those days are gone. Now it's back to reality, but it's a changed reality because Elon Musk is about to drop the hammer. I'm going to talk about that in a second too. We're at about 12-minute mark here. Let's say I'm going to go to about 30 minutes here. I'm going to try to wind this down. So that goes to this. What I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing people out there. Some people are like, they're afraid, they're frozen. I've talked to people, I see it, like they're losing talent, they're losing action, they're frozen, they're not hiring, they're not marketing, they're scared to make moves. I see other people like, hey, I've seen on LinkedIn, and I applaud you. I see it out there. I see it. I see you champions. I see you winners out there. I see what's happening. I love it. I love it. I love the winners, dude. People like Bob White, other people like that. They're making moves. They're grabbing talent. We want experienced people, want top talent. I had someone hit me up. I hit them up. I saw an opening. Like, and I'm gonna get too into it. I'm gonna, but let me get generic. People want to know that you can do it. People want to see. I'm seeing people want top talent now. It's not about what I'm hearing on the street. What I'm hearing word of the street. It's not about who likes who and your referral and why'd you leave or anything. It's not that. I'm sure there's some of that, but it's not that. More than anything, right now, what I'm hearing is, what can you do? Can you prove what you can do? When can you start? People need people that can get it done. What did I tell you was going to happen? I told you that was going to happen. It's all this other stuff of who likes you and kumbaya. That is gone with the wind, dude. Because now people need winners, and people need people that can get it done. Because now it's on the line. Now the curtain is pulled. Wizard of Oz. If you're younger, you haven't seen that, look it up. Look up the reference. When you pull the curtain, all the tricks, all the bells and whistles they're out. What can you do right now to deliver for your dealership group and to deliver for your ownership? And if you can't do it, pressure could go up. Don't think it's going to go down, and the market's going to get tougher. Interest rates are up, and you're seeing again Tale of Two Cities, right? You're seeing. I'm hearing about some manufacturers out there and some programs that are really strong, great rates. Other people, goodness, we know where the interest rates are right now. So if you don't have a subsidized program, might be tough. If you don't have hot product, it could be tough. Also, car math doesn't work. I have to move on. If anyone has comments, I'll address those. I'll address the stuff later on LinkedIn. And I'm not trying to be a punk. I'm not laughing at anyone. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I need to go find out what I'm going to do. You know, who knows? If I don't get my stuff together, I could be homeless in 6 months. I don't know. I don't think so. I'll figure it out. I've got some things going on. I'm having a meeting even tomorrow. But I'm not trying to be a punk, but I'm trying to be real. Because I think people delude themselves. And when you delude, the worst person to fool is yourself. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Like when I look in the mirror and my pants aren't fitting or whatever like that, it's okay. I'll go tomorrow. That's not my diet. No, dude, get up off the couch, go work out, go walk around, put down the ice cream, whatever it is. I know what I need to do. You need to check yourself. You need to check yourself and stop fooling yourself, dude. You know, it's about facts, not feelings. It's all that type of stuff. Now, that doesn't mean don't be cool to people. Don't be nice to people. Don't be polite. Don't be empathetic. Don't be a human being. Of course, it's a people business. But if you thought that you had the best whatever, if you thought it wasn't a people business and a talent business, I think you've got a wake-up call, because that's it. If you thought you could sit on the sidelines and you made it and I get to go to my golf thing and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, unless you have a totally dialed-in system and a team you've been with and managers you trust and everyone's cranking and it's all great and you've built it up and you've climbed the mountain, even then, like, good luck, dude. I don't believe in that, because at the end of the day, like if you're a GM or something like that, or you're a leader, you're CEO, you're founder, whatever, and you're pulling down $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, and whatever, unless you have ownership, unless you're the owner, that's your business, and now you know, because that's a different situation. But if you're not the owner, what are you doing? Why are you? If you're not there and you're not producing value on a daily basis, how are you justifying that salary, that compensation? It doesn't make sense. That goes to car math. Let's roll into that. Car math. So okay, well hold on. Let me finish that thought. So prediction are you're going to have a talent war going on. That's what I see going on right now. I'm in and I'm out there. I haven't even really started. I mean, I've just been doing I haven't gone out there. I haven't filled out a single application that I can think of other than like the LinkedIn easy apply for something. So that doesn't really count. But I mean, it's like, in my opinion, it's like I'm seeing it and I haven't even really dived into it yet, because I've been helping my wife with stuff. I've been doing my courses and I had my daughter was sick the other day too. So what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing is people want talent and they want it right now. Other people are frozen. I think people are going to get run over in this market. I think they're going to get run over in this market. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that people are frozen. You see American Car Centers or whatever it is, one of these things, they just went out of business. I think Carvana's in trouble. I think people that bought wrong or the used cars that can't turn them and burn them and flip them are in trouble. So I think that you have, on the one hand, some dealerships, some brands are getting wrecked out there. It wouldn't surprise me to see you could see manufacturers getting crushed. I mean, everything's changing right now. Elon Musk, we don't have all the details on it. He's talking about doing an inexpensive, relatively, or his least expensive subcompact, some hatchback or something like that. So now Tesla's not only competing with Mercedes and Audi and all the rest and some higher performance stuff at the Plaid, but might start competing with Honda and Toyota and stuff like that. That's going to be a different world. At the same time, there's been discussion by ABC, and I'll try to find this link, about how the logistics of owning EVs are not so great, you know, and that's my characterization, my paraphrase, that there's some things to consider. So when the whole world's trying to go EV, a funny thing happened along the lines to the whole world going EV, right? So what I'm saying is what I've said before. Massive change is happening right now. It's not going to go back, and with all respect to some of the greats and stuff like that, the Foursquare, just stop. Dude, Foursquare. I win, you lose, think again, thanks for playing. Like, no, stop. Like this Foursquare stuff. It's like, you know, or hey, if I go work out at 5 a.m., like, listen, working out's great. You want to be in shape. Like that's not going to, just work harder. That goes into the carbon. You need talent. You need a better strategy. You need a better mousetrap. You need to do your research. You need to think about things. You need to be on your game. You need people that have degrees, intelligence, experience, everything like that. Like, you need to muscle up to survive. Carmageddon or whatever may be coming. You know, the heat's coming. You know, the tide is rising here, but in a rough way. Like, it's not, you know, it's a different deal. And if you don't compete for talent and don't take care of your talent and aren't cool with people, then don't be surprised if they jump ship. You know, if you don't have a product and a brand that's competitive, I mean, things are going to happen. You know, you have to be ready, because change is here. is here. This is like the Three Little Pigs and stuff like that. If you're out playing, you weren't building your fortress, get ready, buckled up, because it's going to get rough potentially, in my opinion. All right, let's move on to car math. Car math. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about here. And listen, I'm not trying to be a punk, and I don't have it all figured out, but I have some things figured out, in my opinion, or at least know how to ask the right questions. Car math. Car math is like this. Car math is like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a little bit of a punk, but I'm going to try. Yeah, okay, I got a lot of degrees, super genius, all that type of stuff, and obviously I appreciate that and academia, and it's that doesn't mean anything. First of all, like, you know, I haven't done it all right in my life. I saw one of my colleagues or a friend, let's say a colleague, you know, someone I went to school with, who's killing it, who's like a partner in a big law firm and stuff like that, and dude's, I'm sure, killing it. You never know. And it's like, I look at myself, I'm like, wow, where did I go wrong? How did I end up here? Where did I go wrong? You know? But you know, it woulda, shoulda, coulda. Like, I mean, I've done a lot of things in life. Anyway, it's not about me, but what I'm saying is you can have the best everything, and but you know, we all have to make decisions, and sometimes the ball bounces left, and sometimes it bounces right. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not lucky, and all that. So things happen, and that's okay. But I'm blessed with a great family. I'm blessed with a lot of things. What I'm saying is, oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Bob White. Bob White is a legend, brother. Thank you, brother. And listen, the point is all you can do is play the game from here, right? I mean, thank God I'm still alive, right? I mean, my dad died at 52 of a heart attack and stuff like that. So, you know, God bless him, and I love my dad. He was a legend. He was unbelievable. I don't want to get emotional right now, but it's about the car business right here. But anyway, the point is that, you know, sometimes, you know, all we know is that at some point, all of us are going to face adversity and tragedy, right? And what do you do right now? How do you appreciate what you do? How do you make a difference right now? And how do you help your team right now? The reason I don't like car math is I think that car dealerships and automotive, it's being disrupted right now, could do a better job of hiring people with, it's not all about degrees, but degrees do help. They say something, right? Intelligence, experience, degrees, and all these things, they absolutely matter. If you don't think they matter, look at Lithia, look at AutoNation, look at Asbury, look at any of these top corporates. What do they have with any of the manufacturers? What do they have? They have people with MBAs, JDs, all, you know, big degrees running these companies. That's for a reason. If you go over to Europe, if you look at Europe, in you know, Germany, stuff like, they have PhDs. I mean, a lot of the CEOs, they have PhDs. The problem is that in the car business, I feel like, you know, it's almost like a weird feeling that, in my opinion, that education is almost looked down upon, unless it's, oh my gosh, you went to NADA, you have your GM certificate. Does anyone ever fail out of GM school? Is that even a thing? Does that happen? I mean, come on. I mean, it's like you go there for what? Like you're there for 6 days. I don't know. Listen, and that's great. I'm all for it. It's fantastic. It's great to learn. I'm all about learning. However you learn. I'm not a punk. I'm not a snob. What I'm saying is that stuff means something, because here's the point of it. If you don't have internal capabilities, you do not even know how to manage your vendors. You don't know how to do marketing. You don't know how to do communications. You don't know how to do anything. You don't know about the technology. You don't know how to integrate the IT. It may take you 6 months to buy a computer because we need to do this and do that. And right? Exactly, Bob. I mean, like, how do you operate that business? That is the antithesis of the startup model. You have so many startups that are going from nothing to $1 billion valuation within a year or two. Why can't we figure this out at the automotive space? You have a brick and mortar, you have a high ticket item, the second most expensive item, sometimes the first most expensive item that most consumers purchase. Almost everybody needs one. You're selling tens of millions, over 10 million units per year in the US, and that's just new cars. That doesn't mean the used cars is 2x that, so let's call it tens of millions. So there's plenty of opportunities, lots of velocity, lots of transaction. You've seen snippets out there of a small dealership that did the e-com right, and they're huge, right? Or some salesperson that was able to do some Facebook stuff, and there's ways to do things and to be disruptive. There's ways to win. Right now is when careers and fortunes are going to be made or wrecked. And that's almost any time, but it's more so when you have this level of change and when you have this pressure. You're going to see, this is when true investors, Sam Zell, famous for this, I forget, as a famous investor in Brazil, that when the market's down, that's when market shares. So marketing, talent, people that do the right marketing, people that are innovative, people that have a better mousetrap, people that grab talent and pay up for talent are going to win. And the people that don't are going to get run over. And yes, degrees and all those things matter because that gives you a baseline. That gives you real analysis, a way to look at things, a way to analyze things, a way to react better to change. That's why people pay up for this education and stuff. It all means something, right? And so that gets into car math. The problem with here's car math. Car math is, so what happens with car math is made by people who it's almost like a half superstition, half attempt at analysis from maybe people that don't have the background, don't have the degrees and whatever. And I'm not trying to be a punk, but I'm just trying to talk real. So here's car math. Car math is, hey, every salesperson sells 10 cars. So if I want to sell 100 cars, what do I need? I need 10 salespeople. Okay, well, what if the store itself only sells 40 cars? No, it doesn't matter. Like, what? Like, what about your inventory? It doesn't matter. What? So I have an empty car lot. The store historically sells 40 cars in this month. And now if I hire 10 salespeople, I'm going to sell 100 cars. Well, by that math, it's like the old Rush Limbaugh, line and reasoning with minimum wage and stuff like that. And I don't want to get into politics. It just came to mind, right? Being a radio person, which is, in order to illustrate the absurdity of something, you have to push it to the extreme so that then everyone can see it. Like, okay, by that logic, then if I hired 100 salespeople, I'd sell 1,000 cars, right? It just doesn't, some of these brands, some of the ultra luxury brands or whatever, they only sell, nationwide, they might sell 3,000, 5,000 vehicles, right? So it just doesn't make sense. There's obviously a tangential thing to it. That's why, it survives out there. I mean, listen, it's the same thing with marketing. The problem is that everything works. Or the same thing, like, hey, if you make 30 phone calls a day, then that's going to sell you 2 cars a day. Okay, so then if I make 100 phone calls, I sell 6 cars? Well, what if it's only realistically you're physically able to deliver whatever, 3 or 4 cars? Again, phone calls are fantastic. Absolutely have to have them. I understand that. I'm not critiquing any one specific thing, but I'm saying, like, this is not real analysis. This is pseudo analysis. Same thing with hours worked. Hey, you know what? If we work 6 hours a day, we can sell 20 cars. If we work 8 hours a day, we'll sell 25 cars. Maybe if we work 12 hours a day, we'll sell 50 cars. No, people need to eat. They need to sleep. They've got families. They're going to get miserable. You're going to burn them out. They're going to get sick of this. They're going to leave somewhere else. That's not going to burn them out like that. And guess what? Oh, no less than Microsoft has done studies out there with the 4-day work week where they're like 30 to 40% more productive. Imagine that, right? If you're fresher, if you feel better, if you don't hate coming to work, maybe you can be more productive. Because what happens, I've seen this at so many different stores. End of the month, what happens? We're bell to bell because that's the business and you need to deal with it. It's 6 days a week. It's 70 hours a week. And what happens? Pretty soon, people start the enthusiasm. Hi, welcome to XYZ Motors, stuff like that. Like, as opposed to, hey, welcome to XYZ Motors. It's the end of the month. I'm ready to go. I want to help you out right now. When can you come in right now? Whatever. Totally different energy, totally different vibe. You start seeing the 3-hour lunches. You start seeing people calling in sick because you push them too hard. Sometimes you need to rally up and push. And people know that listen, I've had months where I had barely any cards out by the 15th and I turned the rally cap on and bam, salesperson of the month by the end of the month and I'm clocking almost 20 cards. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I can do it. But I understand when to turn that switch and I understand when I need to rally up and do different things. So car math will get you into trouble because car math has very little relationship to reality, in my opinion. It's not real analysis. And it makes you, the trouble with car math is not that any of the activities that, maybe you do need to hire salespeople. And then obviously you don't want no salespeople. You need a certain amount of salespeople, whatever that number is. On paper, more usually is better than less, maybe, but what happens is if you have a bunch of salespeople there and the number, I've seen people hire salespeople when numbers go down. Okay, so I guess car math doesn't work. I've seen people hire salespeople, numbers go down. And then what happens if the floor is flooded, if people aren't making money, particularly people that are what? Talented and have options, they take off because they can make more money. You know, someone like me, like I'm not showing up working 70 hours a week for 5Gs. That's not going to happen when I'm used to making like way more than that, right? And so, you know, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, if I can make 4 or 5 times that, whatever, you know, so it doesn't make any sense. And now what are you left with? You're left with a bunch of people that aren't as good and aren't as experienced. So you just dug yourself into a hole. The point is that in order to support you, it's looking at the problem backwards in a lot of respects, right? In other words, like, and again, this is on the margins. Obviously, if you have a brand new store, you have to hire salespeople. I get that, right? But you have to increase capacity and increase opportunity. You can't. The salespeople aren't going to change the capacity in large part. I mean, this is more. I can't get too into a lot of specifics because all these we can dive super deep into. And what about this? And John, and these can all be hour-long discussions. So just I've got to go pure headlines right now, right? But basically, if you have a store, like if I wanted to sell more cars, I'd make sure I had the right cars and make sure I had the right inventory. I don't want to give the whole game plan right here, but I mean, you have to increase capacity, right? I can't just throw nitrous in a regular car and expect it to win the Indy 500 because the wheels will fall off, the suspension, it's not built for it, right? It doesn't matter, right? So, I mean, you have to look at the whole system. And what are your gating items and what are your opportunities and how do you really push the needle? And that goes back to leadership. If you got leadership that's Velcroed to the seat or not adding value, not closing deals, not adding growth, not making things happen, not making their team money, not making the ownership money, it doesn't make sense. Why are you leading the team? How are you leading? You're not. You're fooling yourself. You can show up every day. You can have a suit on, it's not whatever. You're not leading. It's like Ronald Reagan with the old quote, right? What do you call a leader with no followers? Just a person out for a walk. People need to get real because reality is here. Reality's here. Pandemic's over. The government announced that, right? We're not going to get into that, right? But I mean, it's like, 2022 is over. 2023 is here. Car math doesn't work. Not only does it not work, but it makes you believe things that will get you into trouble in your business. Let's see what Bob soft watch. Okay, we list him as the Tyson Bagent is the guy to watch in the NFL car. I don't know. I mean, I haven't followed this. I don't know. I'm not a super football dude. I'll be straight up about that. I need to ask on that. I need to check on that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Listen, I don't want to belabor the point. And props to some awesome operators out there. I've seen great reports out there come out of Morgan Auto Group. I'm seeing Brett Sutherland and his team doing stuff. I'm seeing my friends over there, Jerry Raymond Automotive, Chrysler Dodge Jeep. I'm seeing some, Brian Benstock. I'm seeing a lot of people doing a lot of stuff. Of course, friends down at Coral Springs, at Lighthouse Point, cracking numbers. I'm hearing it. I'm seeing it. Lithia on a tear, buying up stores. James Baining's back in the chair getting things done in Michigan. I'm seeing things out there. There's some winners out there. There's some winners. Tale of two cities. Winners are winning. Other people are not winning. How are you going to win? How are you going to win today? Got to be real. Put the ego on the shelf. Now listen, I love ego. I love ego. I want people with ego. You know why? They're motivated. They want to be the best. They want to win. I wish I had a bunch of egomaniacs on my team. Absolutely. Let's go. Be nice to the customers, of course, do a good job and all that. Everything within reason. But I want winners. I want people hungry to win. Give me Deion Sanders. Give me Tim Tebow. Give me Peyton Manning. Give me Tiger Woods. Give me LeBron. Let's go. Let's get winners here. I don't want a bunch of yes people, this and that. They're going to say, I'm scared to pick up the phone. I don't know. No, that's not going to work. Listen, holler at me. Let me know what you think. How are you winning out there? How are you getting it done? What do you think is going to happen? Where am I right? Where am I wrong? Tell me what's up. If you need help, particularly if you're in Florida, if you need help with your business, something like that, holler at me. You want to help media and stuff, holler at me. You're looking for a winner. You're looking for training. You're looking for someone to motivate your team. You're looking for someone to dial it in, take a look at it, do some consulting. I can do all of it. in my opinion. I can do all of it. Let's open the books. Let's get into it. Let's hash it up. You want me to help you out to move that needle right now on one day, consulting, whatever it is. You want to put me on the team? Let's go. Talk to me. Holler at me. John at johndvillarreal.com. Holler at me. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm talking to people. We're going to figure it out. Appreciate y'all. Take care. See you later. Have a good evening.